if you shoot and it's not on YouTube, did it even happen? I'm not sure. What's up, YouTube? Gunner South here, doing sort of an initial look at a new pickup. I don't know if it's a pickup or a borrowed gun. I was looking at this gun and kind of got my buddy looking at this gun, and he went out and bought it before I did, and then he's still on the fence about it, and I'll go into the reasons why, but he's still sort of kind of on the fence about it, and so we're sort of sharing this gun right now, sort of. He's probably going to shoot it more than I will, but I wanted to give you my initial thoughts on it, and we'll see where we end up. So the gun in question is a SDS imported T-Sauce. I think the B45R carry. Say that 3 times fast. The 4.25 barrel version, and it looks a little something like this. And I've already changed the grips, which is a perfectly normal thing to do, YouTube, by the way, and throwing a light on it. And I'll go into a little bit, but I'll show you a quick show of the box itself. You get a cardboard box, yada yada yada. You do get a little plug. You get these grips on it, which I had no problem with these grips, if I'm being totally honest with you. But my buddy wanted the green one, so that's why they're on there. Bushing wrench, cleaning kit, cleaning guide rod, SDS Imports. There you go. Let you know all about it. Steel frame, steel slide, Series 70. For those that means something to. But that's the box, okay? Don't care. Well, you don't shoot the box. Okay, so here's the gun. It comes with one magazine. You guys have seen this. It's an ACT mag, which I don't have a lot of experience with ACT mags. 45 ACP. It's got this kind of hybrid lips, metal follower, 8-rounder, but only comes with one. This has not yet been shot. I don't know if it's going to run yet. I do have the 8-rounder, and I've got some Wilson Combat backups. But this is my personal mag. This is what came with the gun. Let's talk about the gun, though, right? Everybody wants to hear about that gun. First off, it's clear. I'll borrow off Garand thumb and go tip to butt. All right, the bushing, let's see how tight this is. I actually haven't even tried this. The bushing, very loose, not a big deal. Let's see what the rattle. No rattle. So that's good. The rail, is a shortened rail. I'll go into that. Front serrations, they're a little close to the muzzle. I wish they would go a little further back, but certainly usable. 3-dot white metal sights, dovetailed in. Perfectly usable sight picture. I will Sharpie these out because then you have just a white dot. But that's how they come. No gaudy roll marks or trashy, I don't know, I guess not trashy, but no roll marks on the side. Very small little 45 ACP and what I would consider a weird font, but that's, you talk about nitpicky. There's your serial number. Probably don't want to show that to Google. SDS Knoxville, Tennessee. I think there's the actual models on one side. Yeah, there you go. So there's the model. That's what I was trying to show, not my serial number. It is a Zig gun, I think. It's a T-Sauce or something. I don't... they're kind of imported under different brands, different things. It's very much like Tamfolio. It's like, who's bringing them in this year? Carry. That's about your only roll mark right there. It says carry. It does have a rail, which is my particular interest in this 4.25 because it's kind of a carry 1911. It is a commander length gun. Nothing special about the slide stop. Nothing special about the mag release. It's not extended or anything like that. And which brings me to sort of my first complaint about the gun, and it's such a minor little thing. But I'm sort of, let's see. I'm pretty spoiled. I'm used to right? Versus what we got here, which is, you can just kind of hear the difference, and that's because it's it's not, I mean, it still snaps down. It's not spongy or anything like that. It still snaps down, but it's not being held in place with authority. It's being held by, and now I probably added a more powerful spring in there, but you know what it is, what it is. 1911 snobs. Let's take a look at the Extractor Blending. It is a production gun, and as expected, you would see a extractor in there. It's actually well blended for a production gun. The ejector, reasonably well blended. It's not a perfectly no gap fit. And the rails themselves, well, I had the pleasure of looking at a less bare right next to this. Not this one. This isn't actually this is a pretty tight fit back here. Not a bad fit. For a production gun, that's looking pretty good. All right. Now, what you won't get in a production gun is like that perfectly seamlessly blended Beavertail. And this is not I'll just show you what I'm talking about. This is a gunsmith installed one, and when it's still not even perfect. It's still not like Nighthawk good, but that's kind of what you're hoping to have, that sort of no gap. When you press it down, it blends perfectly sort of thing. Versus it's going to look better than a shooter installed version, but it's, you know, this is snobby stuff that we're going over here. Really super snobby 1911 geek type things. But perfectly functional. I like that it actually sticks out quite a bit here. The grip safety sticks out a good bit. So I'm thinking no one is going to have any trouble sort of engaging that grip safety. Nice high fit. Yeah, blended magwell. Which this is better than my Colt came with, and a lot of other high-end guns that are factory spec. A beveled magwell is, you know, in my opinion, very important for a skinny mag gun for reasons I just showed you when I'm trying to do it on camera. Because it's a really small mag that you're trying to fit into a small slot, and any help that you can get is very much appreciated under the clock. And that's why people mostly put an aftermarket one on there. Trigger is, well, let's try it. It's a little heavy. Let's see if it's got any creep. Well, I'm paranoid. Okay. Actually, not much creep. Very positive reset. Pushing my finger out there. So a little pressure, it kind of moves a little bit, and then it finally goes. The reset's very positive, which is good. All of that can kind of be adjusted with the leaf spring later on if you wanted to. Hammer spring's probably, 22 pounds probably per spec. The recoil spring I found to be pretty heavy. Now, I hadn't shot it yet, so I can't say whether that's a good or bad thing, because I have never actually shot a 4 1/4 gun, so, hopefully that'll be a positive thing. And then lastly, you'll see my number one gripe with this, which is that the rail is just shy of being able to use the appropriate slot on the 300 or X300 light. And so I had to rig it up to use this back slot. Because if you're going to have a carry size 1911, you want it to fit the most popular flashlights in the market, such as the X300 or the TLR1, which it does not fit without modification. So that's my biggest bolo, is that you will need to do some sort of insert modification. I think the TLR1 is maybe easier to modify than this X300. I will probably be buying another set of rails for my other guns, because I had to cut on this one a little bit. But that's for flashlights. So as far as gun and initial thoughts, at least one person didn't like the grips that came on it and has already replaced it. I found the factory grips to be fine. The safety is about the only thing I can even remotely complain about in terms of like feel of the gun, and the trigger's a little heavier than a custom 1911, which is completely understandable. Otherwise, we're going to see if this gun runs. I'll follow up this review later. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see updates for it. But in terms of, I mean, I'm pretty excited about, you know, this option here. Well, let's be even more snobbier and go ahead and throw the Wilson Combat one in there, and that's going to be a really great carry option. So yeah, there you go. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, check it out. I'll probably do updates after we've put about 200-300 in it. We'll see if it runs. I've heard some people talking about the feed ramp angle. I have not measured mine, but we're going to only look at that if it has problems. If it doesn't have problems, I'm not going to worry about it. So, yep, that's how I review guns. Thanks, guys.